Hello, YouTube. It's Saturday night. Woohoo! I hope that guy's gonna stop for the red light. Guy on the right did not look like he was planning on stopping. So 9:47 p.m. Saturday, May 21st, 2022. Pretty much spent all day in bed today. Just It's generally pretty unmotivated. It's, in fact, if there's a word that pretty much describes what this weekend has been for me, I would say unmotivated. Yeah. Oh, wow. This is a moment. I'm not sure what you would call that traffic maneuver that just happened, but I'm going to go on a limb and say I was the asshole for not even turning on my signal until I was at the intersection. You know, I'm used to walking this, that on the rare occasions that I drive it, 42nd Street just sneaks right up on me. Anyway, gosh, I don't think I've actually done a vlog since I was on my way to Bullocks Thursday. So yeah, so much time period of nothing happening to try to cover, and I'm practically to my destination because, you know, driving is quick when you're not really going anywhere. And maybe I should have walked this, but I don't know. I guess part of me is optimistic. I might think of someplace else to go and don't want to be trapped. Yeah, karaoke show went pretty well on Thursday night. Nothing particularly unusual about it. Friday, I didn't vlog. I think I had it out probably around 3 o'clock and used the... I thought about shooting a video, and I think the main reason I didn't is I didn't feel like I had enough free space on the phone to record much of anything, and I didn't want to spend time messing with trying to free up space. I was just more concerned about getting to Bullocks. I did get I get 5 more songs added for karaoke and a handful of videos. Most notably, I added I added 3 more songs from the mid 80s. I mean, they're around long after the mid 80s, but hit their peak in the mid 80s. Glam metal band Rat, which most people I talk to at Bullocks are like, no, I don't remember Rat. And I'm like, that doesn't surprise me considering the demographics of this bar. But I did play, right before I left, I played Round and Round on the jukebox, and the lead singer for New Destiny, oh my God, I cannot believe I'm forgetting her name right now, but I'm so tired. Anyway, she was grooving along and singing to it, which I thought was kind of random because I didn't think, I don't, you know, she's really not the hair metal type, but you know, if you were alive in 1984, Round and Round was one of those massively huge hits that just, it crossed over to pop in a big way. So the other songs that I added, not as big a hits, but you know, people that were into that kind of music at that time period, which I certainly was. I was like, you know, early high, you know, that's like freshman year of high school for me. Yeah, there's songs that the people who were into that type of music I would assume would remember at the time. Although Rat hasn't had quite the staying power as, say, Guns N' Roses and some of the other bands from that era. But I certainly enjoyed Rat at the time, although I'll be honest, I don't really listen to them much anymore. And of course, I added some of the MP3s and videos for these as well while I was working on it, just for comparison. But yeah, I added Back for More, Wanted Man, and You're in Love, which were all songs I really liked at the time. Kind of glad to have them in my karaoke selection. And I did notice that as much as I have a lot of, like, you know, 80s hair metal, that Rat is like one of my weaker selections. So glad to get those. Those all came from karaoke versions. I'm glad they feel there's enough demand for that to actually produce it. Working on YouTube downloads, particularly working on stuff from Stingray Karaoke, formerly known as the Karaoke Channel. And as I was working on that, I noticed that I had quite some time ago got a track for I'm not sure if it's pronounced Maneskin or Maneskin or Mainskin, but anyway, the Italian band that had the song's actually about 4 or 5 years old, but it was kind of a big hit like earlier this year, late last year, Beggin', which I didn't realize. I don't know how the hell I didn't recognize it, but because I used to listen to Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons a lot as a kid. But their song Beggin', which is actually a Frankie Valli cover, that's the one that goes, I'm begging you. Anyway, I'm surprised nobody's ever asked me to sing that. That's one of those songs that you've heard quite a bit on the radio in the last year, and have even heard played on the jukebox at Bullock's. But anyway, seemed like a good thing to add, and I added the video for that. And then after the show, Thursday night, I added a duet version of Jodeci's Stay. And I feel like I've vlogged about that between now and then. So I must have done at least one video since leaving Bullock's. Anyway, I just don't recall, because mostly I've just been laying in bed all day today and farting around on the internet and going back to sleep, and farting around on the internet and going back to sleep. I follow, and for those who didn't get the memo, since the word that Elon Musk was going to buy Twitter, I actually joined Twitter, and I'm not very active on Twitter at all. In fact, half the time I hardly even open the app, but I did open it today because I'm laying in bed and I'm bored. I'm like, let's see what's happening on Twitter. And in the second day of its operation, the Valley Metro Tempe streetcar had to shut down due to a car train accident. So congratulations, Valley Metro. One day. It took you one day for a train car accident. I've been saying from the get-go that streetcar was a bad idea. And of course, their advice in the tweet from Valley Metro was to use the orbit buses to get around, which I've been saying from the get-go since they said they were building that stupid trolley, was that pointless. It doesn't do anything that the orbit buses didn't already do better. But yeah, apparently it's too much to ask to spend money on buses, but hey, we can spend exorbitant amount of money on train tracks in the middle of the street that just completely fucks up the roads and ultimately gives us car train accidents. So, and don't get me wrong, I'm very pro public transit, and I'm very pro rail as well, but I just find the Tempe streetcar exceptionally misguided. I find most of the way that light rail has been implemented in Phoenix also to be misguided, and I really, really wish that something like what was planned in the late 80s that voters rejected would have been built, because that was, if memory serves, that was not going to be at street level. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of just trains and pedestrians and cars all mixing in the same space. Trains that run in their own space that don't interact with roads and have nice stations. That's a whole other thing entirely. I'm all for that, and I just imagine like how good a system would be if it just simply followed the freight rails between downtown Gilbert and downtown Glendale, with stations at major transfer points, like in the downtowns, and then at cross street, definitely there should be one by the state capitol. That's a no-brainer. And then at cross streets, where there's major other bus connectivity, and then couple that together, turn those into transit centers where routes radiate from them, rather than the Phoenix tradition of routes that just go east and west and don't connect to jack shit, other than routes that go north and south and also don't connect to jack shit. But yeah. I can't say it's not my, I wish I would know about how to go about being the person that can overhaul Valley Metro, but I feel like it'd be a complete waste of my time to apply, because in those kind of hiring positions, they're looking for certain degrees that I'll never have. And then by the time if I was to try to get them, by the time I would get them, I'd be pushing 60. And Yeah, nobody wants to hire a 60-year-old college graduate. So, anyway, I'm at the water end. I want to go in, sing some karaoke. I actually found a cassette deck on the wall sitting in front of me last night, as well as a DVD CD player. And the cassette deck, I tested that this evening, and it's amazing. The quality sounds great. It's reasonably high end, not like top of the line, but like upper mid tier, mid 80s Onkyo. It's got Dolby B and C on it. It's got track search on it. It's all logic controlled stuff, touch buttons, and it's a little dusty, but I cleaned it up and it's in pretty much pristine condition. I don't understand why somebody would just leave that sitting on the wall. I'll probably bring a decent amount of money on eBay, but God, I don't know if I can part with it because I really like it. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I might describe more of my mostly uneventful weekend in another video. I did have a pretty cool Friday. I really did. Today, yeah, not much. You follow me on other social media, you'll see my litter on the internet, but it's nothing of note. Anyway, thanks for watching.